Hi, I'm Leanne and welcome to my kitchen and welcome to week 4 of our Valentine's Day desserts for 2. We kicked it off with a panna cotta for 2, which you can find right up there. Then we moved on to lemon passat, I don't know exactly how you say it, but it's delicious. And then last week we went over to France and did some chocolate pot de crème. And today we are making a red velvet pizookie. Now, if you don't know what a pizookie is, it's kind of a pizza cookie. We're making a cookie in the shape of a little pizza, and it is so yummy. Now, for our pizookie, you can make it in, if you have a little, and this is 6 to 7 inch, it's about 6.5 inch cast iron skillet. Now, that gives you enough for 2 people, and if you like to share, this is what you can do. Now, if you're not into sharing, you can use a ramekins and use 2 ramekins, and then each person can have their own ramekin. That way you don't have to share one dish. Now, if you're using a ramekin, you're going to want to lightly spray them with some non-stick cooking spray. The cast iron, you don't have to. Today we're going to use a cast iron pan because it's a little bit more fun. Now, for our red velvet pizookie, we're going to start with a 1/4 cup of softened salted butter, and I put that into a bowl, and I just like to take a spoon and kind of smash it a little bit with these smaller amounts. Sometimes it's harder to get the butter mixed in because it jumps around in the bowl. So by smashing it like that, it just makes it a little bit easier to incorporate in with our sugar. I also like to put my bowl on a towel, which helps the bowl from jumping around on the counter. So into this, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and then we're just going to cream that together. I'm using my little hand mixer. I think I need to plug it in. There we go. And just mix that until it's nice and creamed together. Just don't use too big of a bowl because your ingredients will dance around and it's kind of hard to get them all mixed together. I could probably have used a slightly smaller bowl. All right. And then we're going to add in 1 egg. We are using the whole egg. We're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And then to give it that red velvet effect, this is totally optional. You do not have to put the food coloring in, but we're going to use a teaspoon of red food coloring and mix that together. And once you get the egg in there, that's going to help that butter to kind of cream up and incorporate with your sugars better. I often wondered why was it really called red velvet cake because of the red, but in the little research I did, it's actually called velvet because back in the Victorian age, it was a cake that had a more velvet smooth texture than the denser cakes that they sometimes had. That's where the velvet came from. And the red part came from a chemical reaction between the baking soda and the buttermilk that are used typically in a red velvet cake. We're not actually using buttermilk today in this because we want more of a cookie texture versus a cake texture, but that's where the red part came from. But I guess as the years evolved, they started adding red food coloring in to get that red velvet look. Now we're going to add in our dry ingredients. Now, I think I told you wrong just earlier. The red color came actually from a chemical reaction between the buttermilk and the vinegar that they would use in the cake. So we're not using either of those ingredients today because, like I said, we're going for more of a cookie than a cake. But for our dry ingredients, we've got 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I do use unbleached flour. We're going to use a pinch of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then we'll add in 2 tablespoons of chocolate. It's red velvet, has chocolate in it. It's a very mild chocolate cake. 2 tablespoons. All right, then we're gonna mix all that together. Now, you wanna mix it just till it's all incorporated. Don't overmix, all right? Because overmixing kind of makes your baked goods tough, all right? And we want a nice tender crumb in our cake. Or not our cake, our cookie. All right, just until that flour is all incorporated. Then, the last thing we're gonna add in is some more chocolate. Now you could use milk chocolate chips, semi-sweet chocolate chips, but I, with my red velvet, like to put in white chocolate chips because I like white chocolate chips and I think they look prettier. So a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, and I am using white. You could also use like a chopped up white chocolate bar. And then we're just gonna give it a couple more turns just to get those chocolate chips incorporated. We're ready to put it into the pan. So this is a quick and easy, a yummy last minute dessert you can make. Maybe you go out for Valentine's Day or you have a special dinner and you want to come home and just make a special treat. This is one that is easy to do. I'm gonna grab a spatula. We're going to put our dough into our pan. And this is gonna fill this little 6-inch cast iron pan up. Now, if you had a 6-inch cake pan, you could use that too, or like I said, the 2 ramekins. Now, depending on the size of your container, will kind of affect your baking time depending on how thick your cookie dough is. All right, and this is gonna fill that up. All right, there we go. We're ready. We're gonna put it in. Our oven is preheated to 325 degrees. And we're gonna bake this for about 15 to 20 minutes. I like to slightly underbake it because I like my Pizookies nice and gooey in the middle. So it just depends on the texture you like. If you like it baked out all the way through, you might want to bake it for a few more minutes. Now, if I were baking it in the ramekins, it would be a little bit thinner, so I would probably bake it for about 12 to 15 minutes. Okay, so my Red Velvet Pizookie is out now. I have let it cool for about 10 minutes or so because you got to get the timing just right with putting the ice cream on a Pizookie, because if you put the ice cream on when it is just hot out of the oven, your ice cream is going to melt and you're going to have soup. You want the ice cream to just soften, not totally melt when it hits the Pizookie. So I let mine cool down, but yet it's still warm enough that it can be a yummy, warm treat. So I'm gonna add my ice cream. And because we're celebrating Valentine's, I'm gonna add some of the Valentine sprinkles to mine, just to make it a little bit more festive. These are totally optional, but they kind of look fun. And there you have it. Scoop of ice cream, a spoon or 2 spoons if you're sharing, and enjoy. So thanks for joining me in the kitchen. I hope you've enjoyed this series of Valentine's Day desserts for 2, and we'll see you in the next video.